Now let's take a look at some of the other randomized options within the randomization test feature. So we ran our analysis with the within cases default option chosen. Now let's run the analysis with the within orderings option chosen. Now what's going to happen here is the analysis is again going to randomize the data, 1,000 trials, but now instead of randomizing within the cases, it's going to randomize within the orderings. So again, instead of randomizing these three observations, for example, for the first case, it's now going to randomize these observations within the first ordering, the positive ordering. Then once those are randomized, it'll randomize the neutral values, then it will randomize the negative values. Once that randomization is done, it will compute the PCC index, set that aside, that'll be the first randomized PCC. Then it'll go through and again randomize each of the three columns, compute the PCC, and do that again for the 1,000 trials. So it's a different way of randomizing your data, obviously, based on the columns rather than the rows. So I'll go ahead and select OK. I'll go ahead and turn off the randomized results here because we're just going to look at the summary results and that will be fine. So I'll go ahead and just move this down a little bit. And interestingly, notice here the PCC is the same, but interestingly, the chance value here has gone up to 0.65. It was 0.11 for the previous analysis. Again, notice here we are randomizing within the orderings, and we go up to the previous analysis and it was 0.11 when we were randomizing within the cases. Here it's gone to 0.65 for the model chance value. 649 times out of 1,000, we were able to find a PCC of 24.44 or higher. Now there will be a handout posted with this video that will help you to choose which randomization test best fits your purposes or your research design. But now let's go ahead and take a look at another option. So we'll go back to the ordinal analysis, concatenated orderings. Now let's randomize all observations. Now what's going to happen is the data are going to be shuffled or randomized both within the rows and within the columns. So it's going to randomize both ways. Let me cancel this for a moment and get back to the data set so we can see it. So again, now the randomization is going to randomize within the columns and, across the rows rather, within the rows, and then also within the columns. So it could turn out, for example, this 3.22 could wind up down here in the first column with this individual, or this value here, 3.0689, etc., could end up way down here in the third column. So it's a complete sort of randomization of your observations. So again, let's go back and select analyses and ordinal analysis, concatenate orderings. We'll choose now all observations and run it. And now our chance value is down to 0.09 for this particular analysis. Again, the PCC, of course, is the same. 33 was the highest value, 0 was the lowest value. So 93 times out of 100, we were able to find a PCC of 24.44 or higher. Now in the next video, we'll talk about randomizing the deep structures.